This is lesson 5.8. Divide 4-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. It is found on pages 247 through 250 in your workbooks. So what do you call a really short mother? Yeah, if a mother was really short, what would you call her? Well, she would be a minimum. Minimum. I bet a minimum number of you wanted to hear that joke again. Moving along. So our learning target in this lesson is to use partial quotients to divide multi-digit numbers. As always, hope you can do it on your own at the end of the lesson. So looking back, each of the division problems has a remainder of 0. So they're saying, all right, there's a remainder of 0. Without calculating, tell which problems have 2-digit or 3-digit quotients. All right, well, I can look at this and go, well, I'm going to put 18 into 18. It's going to be right here. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 digits, right? Now, I don't know what those digits are, but I know it's going to be 3 digits. 40 can go into 82 twice, because 2 times 40 is 80. Well, then I know that that's going to have, again, 3 digits. Now, that's not an 11. I'm just making that a digit. 62, well, it can't go into 4 or 47, but it can go into 477. I don't know how many times, but right there it's going to be the digit, so there's going to be 2 digits. And again, I'm not saying it's 11. Please understand that. I'm just saying that there's going to be 2 digits. All right, let's look at this. Well, I know that 33 can go into 61 at least once, so 3 digits there. 25 will go into 105, so 2 digits there. See, I'm going through here, so it can't go into 1 or 19, but it can go into 199. That's going to be 2 digits. Okay, now remember, I'm thinking how many whole groups, right? Any number can be divided by any number. But right now we're thinking about how many whole groups can be taken out. So I can't take a whole group out of 1, 10, but I can take it out of 104, so there's going to be 2 digits. I can take 25 out of 50, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3 digits. And 16 can go into 48, I know at least once, so 3 digits. Alright, so I know that regardless of what the answers are, I can know how many digits by understanding how many times or if it can just go into there one time, alright? Or how many times one of those numbers can go into that. And just to give you just a simple example, see, I can put this 33, I know it's at least 100 times, because it'd be 33 with 2 zeros, right? At least 100 times. If I did 1,000 times, it would be 33 with 3 zeros. That'd be way too much, wouldn't it? So I know it's going to be at least in the hundreds. All right, so our look ahead says find the quotient of 4 expressions above. So let's do 4 of them. Let's do 1,890 divided by 18. Yeah, that's going to be an easy one for me, because 100 times 18 is going to be 1,800, right? 18 with 2 zeros. I've got 90. Well, I'm thinking that 18 can go into 90 5 times, right? I can put 5 groups of 18, because 5 times 20 is 100. 18 is close to 20, so I'm going to go 18 times 5. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 90. Now, I already knew that off the top of my head, but I wanted to show you. So, we're multiplying by 5, right? So, we need to put a 0 in the tens place. So, 90. So, 1,890 divided by 18 is 105. I'm going to put that in this first one. All right, let me erase this. And what are we going to do next? Let's do 8,200 divided by 40. Well, I can put it in there 200 times, because 2 times 4 is 8 with 2 zeros. Right, because 2 times 40 is 80 with 2 zeros. Alright, so I've got 200. Well, I know that 4 can go into 25 times, so I'm going to do 5. 5 times 4 is 20 with 1 0. So 205. Alright, so I'll put that one in the second one. Let me erase this. So let's do one a little more complicated. Let's do 4,774 divided by 62. Well, I can't obviously put it into 4. I can't put it into 47, but I can put it into 447. Well, goodness, what am I going to do then? Well, let's think of 480 and 60. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Well, if I multiply it by 8, that'd be too much. So let's multiply it by 7, but what place is that going to be in? What place is that 7 going to be in? Yeah, it's going to be in tens. So we're going to do 62 times 70. So I'm going to drop my 0. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry my 1. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus 1 is 43. So we got 4,340 because we multiplied it by 70. So we got 4, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. Check that out. You see what I see? Yeah. 434. So if I just take that 10 off and just say 7, it's going to be 434. Oh my goodness. I said complicated. Wasn't as complicated as I thought it was it? Well, all right, let's put it in here. And let's do one more. Let's do the 6,138 divided by 33. So let's make our last one 6,138 divided by 33. Alright, so when I think of 61, well, if I do it twice, it'll be 66. That'll be too much, right? So let's just do it once. So that's 3,300, right? Because I'm doing it by 100. I'm multiplying it by 100. So 8, 3, 8, and 2. 283. Let's try it by 9. 33 times 9, because 9 times 30 is 270. Let's see if we can get that. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 2 is 29. And remember, we're doing it by 90, not just 9. So that would be too much. Let's do it by 8. 33, and of course it's going to be 80. So drop our 0. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry that 2. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 2 is 26. So let's put our 8 here. And we've got 2640. So 8, 13, 9, and 198. Well, 3 times 6 is 18. So I'm going to do 33 times 6 and see what happens. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry that 1. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 1 is 198. I love it when a plan comes together. So 186. Now I'm going to put it right here. Alright, so when we did 1,890, we said it would have 3. Boom. When we did 8,200 divided by 40, we said there would be 3 in the quotient. Boom. When we did 4,774 divided by 62, we said there'd be 2 in the quotient. Boom. And then this last one, we said there would be 3 in the quotient. Boom. All correct. Well, all right. Our key concept, divide multi-digit numbers. In our example, we're finding the quotient 3,286 divided by 31, and they estimated it's going to be about around 100. All right, so They do 3,100 divided by 31 equals 100. What do we do? Yeah, we do 31 times 100 equals 3,100. All right? So imagine 5 times 31 equals 155, and then 1 times 31, so they get 106. And then they do the area method as well. So 3,286 divided by 31 is 106. Well, all right. Let's do some in-class practice. Well, let me make this bigger over here. 1,148, and I can do my multiplication over here. So 28. Well, if I made it 30 and 1,200 or 1,200, I would put it in 40 times. Let's try that. 28 times 40. 0. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Oh, well, look at that. It's going to be 28, which is exactly what we need, right? So we're going to have 40, and then times 1, 28. So we've got 41. All right, I'm going to solve number 2 with you, and then I want you to try number 3 on your own. All right, so I know I can put it in there 100 times, because 100 times 13 is 1,300. So we got 6, 9, and 2. 296. I know I can put it in there 10 times. Can I put it in there 20? Well, 2 times 13 is 26. Let's try that. 26. So 6 and 3, 36. Let's put it in there twice. 2 times 13 is 26. We're going to have 10 left over, so 122, remainder 10. Well, alrighty, now is your chance. You go ahead and solve number 3, and then we'll go over it. Alrighty, so I'm thinking it can't go in there 100 times. That would be 1,600. It's pretty close to that. 137. 137 tens. How many times can I put it in there? Oh, 32, 64 would be 8, or 4. 8 would be 130. So let's try that. Let's try it times 8. I think it's going to end in 8 though. So you think it's going to be 138? It may be 128. Let's try it. So 16 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12, 128. So if it's times 80, it would be 1,280. So I'm going to put the 8 here, 1,280. So 6, 1796. Oh, well, I know what's going to go in there. 16 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. 86. All right. Now, again, you could have done another one. You could have done the partial quotients, like the big 7. You could have done the, what is the other one called? The place value, right? Where you just do the 128 and then drop the 6 afterwards, all right? But regardless of what method you used, what strategy you used, you should have gotten 86. And of course, we can talk about those strategies in class. Let's go ahead and end there for the day, and then tomorrow we'll start on number 4. This is day 2 of lesson 5.8. Divide 4-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. It is still found on pages 247 through 250. Today we're going to start on page number 248. So I'm wondering what a vegan says before they pray over their food. Yeah, if a vegan is saying grace, what are they going to say before that? Let us pray. Let us. You know, because it's vegetable. Moving along. All right. Go ahead and solve number 4, and then we'll go over it. All right, so we just did some 16 times 6, right? I'm going to do it times 60. 0. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Oh, maybe I do need to do it times 600, huh? 600, right? Because it would be 9,600. I shouldn't have done it times 60, but by 600, glad I caught myself there. So 9,600. Got 40 left, so we've got 600. It can't go in there 10 times, so no 10s. What? 3 is 48. 2 is 32. So 602, remainder 8. Number 5. Go ahead and solve that and we'll go over it. Alright, so 100 would be 2,600. 200 would be 5,200, right? 26 times 1 is 26. 26 times 2 is 52. So 200. 3 would be 78. That would be way too much. So 5,200. So now we've got 0, 6. Well, 260 times, yeah, 260 is 10 times 26. Got a little excited there. So 10, 0 left. Well, then we have 0 ones, so 210. So hopefully that one was fairly easy for you. All right, number 6. Solve that one, we'll go over it. All right, so, goodness, so 40, and I'm thinking 1,600, so I don't go over. So 40, let's do it by 4, which would mean 40. So 37 times 40. You sure? You sure it can't be 50? Well, if 40 doesn't work, we'll do 50. 0, 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Can we add 370 to that? Yeah, I think so. Let's try it. So 37 times 50. Do you see how I'm estimating and trying to get close to my answer, to my quotient that I need? So 0, 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Oh, we could do that. See, I should have done 50 at first. So we get 50 here. Or, look, I could put 50 here. I think I'm going to do that just to show you peeps the partial quotients over here that we add. Alright, so we got 1,850. So 4, 12 there, and 8, 7, so 74. Well, I know that 2 times 37 is 74, but I'm going to prove it to you and have 2 here. So 37 times 2, we got 14. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 74, so we got 52. Alrighty. Let's go to number 7. Solve that one and we'll go over it. Alright, so I'm thinking 70 and 2,800, so I can do it 4. Well, 4 would be 2,800. That would be too much, so let's do 3. So 72 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 21, so 30 is 2,160. So we got 30, 2,160. 4, 2, 624. Do we want to try 9? No, that's 720. Well, 762. 7 can go into 63 9 times. Should we try that? I think it's going to be too much. I think it's going to be way too much. Let's try 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Hear that one? 8 times 7 is 56. 56 plus 1 is 57. So 576 is my remainder going to be more than 72? Let's see. So we got 14, 11, and 5. So 8, 48. So 38, remainder 48. Alrighty, number 8. Solve that one and we'll go over it. Alright, so in my mind I'm thinking 80 into 4,000. Well, we've got 40 divided by 8. Alright, that's going to be 5. 2 zeros minus 1 0, 1 0. So, let's do 83 times 50. Drop my 0 there. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 8 is 40. And 40 plus 1 is 41. Look at that. Would you look at that? It's just 50. So 41, 50, and 0. Gotta like it when they're that easy. Alright. Number 9. Solve that one and we'll go over it. So if I'm thinking, 100 and 2,000, I would do 20. I would do 20. So let's do 96 times 20. Drop my 0. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry my 1. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 1 is 19. So 1,920. Okay, 0. 10 is 8. That would be 3. So 13 minus 9 is 4. 480. How about 5? How about 5? Let's try 5. 96 times 5. Because 9 times 5 is 45, so let's see if that works. See how I'm doing that? 9 times 5 is 45. So I'm going to see if that works. 30. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 3 is 48. Oh my goodness, it worked out great. So we've got 20 and 5. 25. Alright, let's go to some other things that we've seen before. We have seen this before. So, let's do this. Same number. Well, remember, if I put it into bigger groups, there's going to be less in each group. So, it's going to be this one. Alright? Go ahead and try number 11 and then we'll go over it. Alright, so this one, there would be more in each group. Alright, number 12, we're dividing by the same number, but we've got more in 4,561. So if we've got more, there's going to be more in the groups of 60. Alright, go ahead and try number 13. Alright, so we got 4,560, and this one's less, so we're going to have less in each group. So that would be greater. The 4,560 would be divided by 60 would be greater than the 4,559 divided by 60. Alright, so this next one looks a little crazy, but don't worry, I'll help you with it. So it says, open-ended, write an equation with a dividend that is a composite number and a divisor and quotient that are prime numbers. So Remember, composite numbers are numbers that have multiple numbers that they can be divided by, right? Prime numbers can only be divided by 1 and that number. So I'm going to give you the composite number of 1,219 and the prime number of 23. So you're going to take 1,219 and divide it by 23 to get the prime answer. Go ahead and do that and we'll go over it. Alright, so I'm going to do 23 times, is it 50 or 500? 50. So times 50. 0, 5 times 3 is 15. Carry my 1, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So 1,150. We got 9, 11, 69. Well, that can be 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. So 53. 53. Let's go to number 15. Circle the greatest quotient. Draw a rectangle around the least quotient. Alright, so these are powers of 10 that use math facts. I want you to go ahead and solve number 15 and then we'll go over it. So 35 divided by 5 is 7. 2 zeros minus 1 0, 1 0. 32 divided by 4 is 8. 2 zeros minus 1 0, 1 0. 36 divided by 6 is 6. 2 zeros minus 1 0, 1 0. 33 divided by 3 is 11. 2 zeros minus 1 0, 1 0. So, what is the greatest quotient? Yep. And what's the least quotient? There we go. Let's go ahead and stop there for the day. We'll start on number 16 tomorrow. Make this a 3-day lesson. This is day 3 of lesson 5.8. Divide 4-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. It is still found on pages 247 through 250 in your workbook. Today we will start on page 249. So I'm wondering, let's say a child is refusing to take a nap. Flat out refusing to take a nap. Are they resisting arrest? Move along. Alright, number 16 is a which one does it belong. You're going to complete each equation, then circle the equation that does not belong. Alright, go ahead and do that and we'll go over it. Yeah, you're going to do 2 division and 2 multiplication. Go ahead and do that. We'll go over it. Alright, so 1,575 divided by 35. Well, I know it can go in there, what? Let's see. 4 times. 4 times. 35 times 40. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry that 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So 1,400. 175. I'm going to try 5 because 3 times 5 is 15, so it's close to 17. So 35 times 5, 25. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 175. So we got 45. So this one's going to be 45. And let me erase this stuff. Alright, so 1,575 divided by 45, I'm going to do it times 3 because times 4, if I did 4 times 4, it would be 16. So 40 times 40 would be 1,600. That would be too much. So let's do 45 times 3. See how I do with my estimation there? 3 times 15, or 3 times 5 is 15. Carry my 1. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13, so 1,350. So we got 5, 2, and 2. So 225. I'm going to multiply it by 5. See, 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 4 is 20, so I'm just going to do my estimation there. So 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 225. 225. So we got 35. Alright, now let me do my multiplication. So 35 times 55. I can pretty much already see which one doesn't belong. I think it's this one. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Drop my 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. 5, 12, 9, and 1. 1,925. I see this one because it doesn't equal 1,575. Alright, so 35 times 45. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Drop my 0. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 2. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. 5, 7, 5, 1. 1,575. See, these go with each other. Alright, but this one over here, nah, sorry bro, you don't belong. Alrighty, 17. 17 is quite an interesting puzzle. Alright, you will need to start right here. Start at this one. Alright, I'll give you that clue. Alright, go ahead and do those. Solve this puzzle, and then we will go over it. And maybe I will give you a Jolly Rancher for your work. Alright, so 2 times 2 is 4, 2 zeros. So a green guy here is 400. 400 divided by something is going to be 40. Well, I know that 4 divided by 1 is 4. And I need 1 0 here, so that's going to be 10, right? 2 zeros minus 1 0, 1 0. So now, we don't know what either of these are, but I know that the house is 10. So something times 10 is 300. So 1 0 is going to be 2 zeros. So I know that's going to be 1 0 with 3. So my envelope now is 30. And 30 divided by 10 is 3. We get 10. So 30 times 10 is 300. So 300 divided by 10 is 30. Did you get all those? Hopefully you did. You just needed to make sure and do it in the right order there so that you could find the numbers. Alright, let's connect this to real life. The Great Barrier Reef is 2,300 kilometers long. A marine biologist studying the reef surveys 75 kilometers each week. How many kilometers of the reef does the biologist survey during the last week? Alright, so they divided 2,300 by 75 and got 30, remainder 50, even though they didn't show their work. So the biologist takes 31 weeks to survey the entire reef, right? Because on the last week is the remainder 50, the remaining 50. So during the last week, the biologist surveys 50 kilometers of the reef. Alright, so he takes 31 weeks because, well, he's got to survey this last 50, but he only surveys 50 in the last week. Alright, so keeping all that in mind, thinking about that, alright, about what you're going to do with the remainder, go ahead and solve number 18. Alright, you are helping a librarian shelve 1,048 books. So, I guess you could be helping my wife. She's a librarian. Each shelf can hold 32 books. You fill each shelf before moving to the next shelf. How many books did you put on the last shelf? So, we're going to need to divide 1048 by 32. Alright, well, 3 is 96. 4, I think, is what? 128? That would be too much. So 32 times 30 is 0, 6, 960. We got 8, 14, 8, but that's just 88. Alright, so what I can do, so I got 30 here. Well, 2 more shelves would be 64. So we got 4 and 2. That would be, well, here's 30, or 2, 32. So 32 remainder 24. Sorry about that. The remaining 24 is the 24 books that you'll put on the last shelf. So I think that number 19 is a pretty challenging one. It is a dig deeper after all. So read and solve that, and I will definitely give you some Jolly Ranchers or maybe some stickers if you get it right. Alright, go ahead and do that, and then we'll go over it. A recreation director prepares the course of a 3-mile race by posting a motivational sign every 85 yards. How many signs does the director use? Did you divide 1,760 by 85? If you did, you're incorrect. What? That's 1 mile. It's a 3-mile race. 1,760 times 3. 0, 18. 3 times 7 is 21, 22. 3 times 2, or 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. So 5,280. 5,280. So 5,280 divided by, why don't I just erase all this? Just a sec. 5,280 divided by 85. Alright, so 8 and 52. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 6 is 48. Let's try 6. Maybe too much, but we can try it. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 3 is 51. Oh, okay. So we've got 60. 500. Well, 5,100. 0, 8, 180. Well, 2 times 85 is going to be 170. Show it, Mr. Pangburn. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 8 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. So we're going to have 62 remainder 10. Well, how many signs does he have? 62. 62. Yeah, every 85 yards doesn't put 1 there. Alrighty, hopefully some of you got that right. It was pretty challenging, right? Because I bet some of you or most of you forgot that it was a 3-mile race. Alright, last one, number 20. Go ahead and solve that one, and then we'll go over it. You are rolling 2,215 nickels. Whew! That's a lot of nickels using standard wrappers. Each wrapper holds 40 nickels. How many full rolls will you make? How many nickels are left over? Well, let's do this. So 2,215 divided by 40. Alright, so 5 times 4 is 20. So I'm going to do 50. 40 times 50. 2 zeros. 5 times 4 is 20. So 2,215. Well, again, I know that 5 times 4 is 20, so 5 times 40 is 200. So I've got 55 rolls, 15 nickels. Well, alrighty. Man, being the calculator is hard work when you're doing long division, isn't it? We're going to get through this, I promise. Hopefully you can do this on your own, even though it is hard. Right? You can use partial quotients to divide multi-digit numbers. So you can use partial quotients to divide, and you can find a remainder. And of course, I love you. I know that this is hard for some of you, maybe for a lot of you, and that's okay. I love you. I will help you. And you know what? Those of you peeps who got it really good, who understand it really well, can help those out who need some help. All right. Have a good one.